Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Hopefully this is not around December 1st because that means your lab is about to be late. This is the lab directions, boys and girls, for the Osmolarity Lab. It is the second of 6 IB required labs and or concepts you're going to do this year in this class. The first one being the enzyme lab that was on Pivot. Okay, the carb lab is not an IB required lab, it's just one that I generally do. All right, the osmolarity lab, we discussed in class, osmolarity is a number that you're going to use by doing the experiment to infer the lab. So right now, please find your textbook online, turn to page 34 so you can go along with me. All right, we're not going to do it all together. I'm going to leave it to you, but just want you to refer to it. The lab is in the blue box. Okay, so you're going to follow the protocol laid out step by step in this lab. Do not go outside into your own world. Step by step. What's the aim of the lab? To investigate the osmolarity of potato tissue bathed for 24 hours in a hypotonic, isotonic, and hypertonic solution. And then from that to determine the osmolarity of the potato tissue. So then from there, the research question is, what is the effect of changing concentration of a sucrose solution on the osmolarity of potato tissue as measured by mass and volume, two dependent variables? All right, would have been a better research question if I included the concentrations that I'm going to be using. But you can read that in step 2, I believe, of the lab. So you want to go and do this like you are doing the lab. Some of you cut corners last time, and then you didn't know or you didn't pay attention of the specifics that I'm asking for in this screencast. All right? So let's go to the second slide here, and let's take a look. So number 1, you see this is a classic 2-day lab. So you can read the procedure. Those are the 6 concentrations of sucrose solutions that I made by molarity. Okay, I did this lab 8 times and generated 8 sets of data. So that means I'm going to be able to put the data around the class so that people do not have the same data to use. Okay, now of course you do have, if I go back to this page, you do have the set of lab pictures. There they are. All right, now they're by number, so if you're doing the procedure, you should be taking a look at picture 1 first, which has the materials on it. So you're able to then go to 2, then go to 3, so forth and so on, until you get to picture number 8. There's the 8th set of data, but I'm going to share that data out individually. All right, so let's go back to, this is very short here. All right, so it was a 2-day lab, preparation day, day 1, final data, day 2. Makes a wonderful IA if you can tweak the independent variable or change it totally. Don't tweak it, change it to something else. All right, so there's the osmolarity lab. What are we going to be doing for this lab? All right, again, coordinate the picture, follow the specific directions, which gives you specific directions for data table making, process data table making, and processing your data and graphing your data. Now we're into numbers. For the lab report, boys and girls, you're going to follow parts 1, 3, and 4 of the lab report format. Okay, I'm also going to put up my old set of lab report notes. But remember, now you have another short screencast to watch because we're adding on the conclusion and evaluation in this lab. All right, so there'll be a second sharing under the lab section for how to go about evaluating your lab using both the format for the lab and, even more importantly, reading and using the lab writing guide. All right, so this will be online. See if we can get the smartboard online in. There's not much to it. It really is very basic and very set out in page 34 of your textbook, that protocol. All right, an IB lab, quantitative lab, laid out very well for you there. All right, that should be it for this one. See you later.